Welcome to another episode of the And Now I Know podcast. I'm your host, 32 Flavazz, and I'm here to inspire you to live life at your fullest potential. If you're looking for a podcast that's going to inspire you to chase your dreams, motivate you to get up each and every day, and help you navigate life just a little bit better, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on any streaming platform, be sure to hit that follow button, and don't forget to download this episode. Welcome back, you guys. This is the first official episode of 2026, and I could not be more excited to be sitting on this chair and giving you guys the tools, the gems for 2026. 2026 will be the best year, one of the best years of your life. Well, let me just speak for myself, but I want to speak for you too, because I'm claiming that energy, and I hope that this episode gives you the energy that I have if you don't already have it, or validate you or affirm you that you are going to have an amazing year. Okay, get ready, start expecting big things, start preparing, start cleaning house, because this is the year, this is the season. If you are anything like me, last year and maybe even the year before was a pruning season, right? I believe that over these past 2 years, God has been shaping me and molding me and developing me into the woman that He has called me to be, so that therefore I am ready and I am prepared to receive all of the things that are coming my way. Now, if you've been watching me on social media, of course, it looks like everything has been all good, and best believe, trust me, I have been blessed. But behind the scenes, God has been moving, removing, shaping me, molding me, isolating me on the back end, and I believe that I am able to give you guys the tools and all the things that I've learned to help you. And so hopefully you can take what I've learned, right? Because we don't go through things just for us. We go through things to tell people about it. So hopefully we are helping or inspiring other people to keep going, or inspiring other people to get prepared for what God has in store for them as well. So listen, I believe that God is telling me right now that 2026 is going to be the best year, one of the best years, right? I think back to 2023 for me. This is when my content first started taking off, y'all. I was feeling so good. And I remember the top of that year, I made a video talking to myself in the car, and I'm like, this is going to be one of the best years of my life. And that same feeling I had then in 2023 is the same feeling I have now in 2026. Now, when you guys are listening to this, it is the very first Monday of 2026. So I want you guys to take heed to everything that I am sharing. I hope that this episode, I even prayed before I started, I hope this episode fills you up. I hope it affirms you. I hope it confirms everything that you've been thinking about. I hope that your vision boards have been made. If they're not made, I hope that you are making them this week, right? I hope that you are ready to step into this season like you are the most confident person in the world, okay? I want you to be so bold in this season. I want you to be so sure and secure in who you are and who God is in this season, that nobody can stop you, that no weapon can stop you, that nobody can tell you anything different besides 2026 is your year. Now, I believe that I have the keys, the tools, the gems. I believe that I have that, guys, because of what God took me through over the past 2 years. Now, to you guys, right, you probably looking like, oh my gosh, you've been traveling so much. You've been doing so many great things. And I have been blessed beyond measure. But behind the scenes, God has also been removing, stripping, molding, shaking, moving, shucking, jiving, whatever you want to say. God has been doing that to me on the back end. And I feel like everything that God took me through, the small lessons, the big lessons, right, has allowed me to get a clear vision, a new perspective that I can share with you guys. So if you are watching this right now, if you are listening to this right now, I want you to know that you're going to leave this episode feeling so motivated, so inspired. I believe that that is one of my gifts that God has given me. And so I hope that I am used. I literally prayed before I got on the mic. I'm like, God, please use me, because at the top of the year, not even just at the top of the year, we need people to pour into us. We need people to motivate us. We need people to tell us it's going to be all right. It's going to be amazing. There are great things to look forward to. And so I hope this episode touches you. It blesses you. And if you're listening to this right now and you are enjoying it, or if you enjoy it, I want you to share this with a friend, with a family member, because everybody needs a little bit of motivation. And so back to what I was saying, I believe that God was shaping me and molding me over these past couple years, right? And I believe that everything that has happened thus far has allowed me to come up with the game plan for today's episode. So I am going to give you the tools to help you make sure that you have the best 2026. All right. So I want you guys to fasten up your seatbelts, okay? I want you to get a notepad. I want you to get your phone out, your iPad, wherever you like to take notes. It's best to write it down because the word says, write the vision, make it plain. Sometimes you need to take them notes on paper so that way you can have something to go back and look at and go back and read, okay? So get your pen out. I hope you're ready because this is about to be good. Now, in this season, in 2026, I want us to let go of the idea that we need to be motivated in order to start moving. We no longer need motivation. We need discipline. I can't tell you guys how many times I was not motivated to get up and do the things that I wanted to do. Okay, last year I lost 35 pounds. Do you think I wanted to get up every single day? Do you think that I wanted to be in a calorie deficit? Do you think I wanted to go to the gym often? Literally, I was in the gym and walking or doing something active every single day. If not every day, at least 6 out of 7 days of the week. That took discipline, okay? Discipline is what's going to take you to the next level, because if you are banking on motivation, you will stay in the same spot that you were in last year. And if you anything like me, I know you want to move. I know you expecting greater. I know you want to become the person that God has called you to be. But if you are banking on motivation, that means you're banking on your feelings. And like my therapist tells me, feelings are not facts. And so one day you might show up sad. The next day you might show up happy. You don't want the day of sadness to affect the results, right? You don't want the day of feeling angry or upset or depression or anxiety to take over, because the sun is going to shine again. You're going to feel better again. And you don't want to look back and say, dang, if I would have just utilized the days that I was sad, angry, mad, upset, if I didn't let those things take over, where would I be? Where would I be? And I'm human too, so I understand that when we having a down season, a bad day, when things just happening in our lives that are out of our control, it's easy to feel like, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel. I don't want to get up and go to the gym. I don't want to work on this business plan. I don't want to listen to my word. I don't want to journal. I don't want to meal prep. It's so easy to say, forget about it. But if we constantly throw in the towel because of how we feel, it is going to be very hard for us to get to where God has called us to go on time. Okay? Because even though things are already written for us, you can slow down the process because you're not being obedient, because you're not being disciplined. And to be disciplined means you literally have to die to your flesh, right? I don't want to get too deep, because we just getting into the episode, but let's just take it there. You literally have to make the choice to die to your flesh every single day if you want to see results. You have to be able to tell yourself no. You have to be able to tell yourself, I got to get up. You have to be able to tell yourself, if I don't get up right now, I'm not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z, which is going to literally have a domino effect on the rest of my week, the rest of my day, the rest of my month, the rest of my year. And I'm telling you guys, the discipline that I developed over the past year, simply through working out, right? Because my goal was to stop losing and gaining the same 10 pounds, okay? But I end up losing 35 pounds. And literally, I feel better than ever before, but it took hard work. It took discipline. You can't just expect to feel great every single day, because that's not realistic. There's going to be days where you don't feel like it, but you can't even think twice about it. Going to the gym is one of those things for me, and I'm going to probably keep referencing the gym because that has been the most impactful thing over my life. And I know at the top of the year, a lot of people were trying to work on their health and wellness, so it's just easier for me to go back to that. But I'm telling you, If you think about going to the gym for too long, you probably will trick yourself up out your position. You will trick yourself out of going. And I'm telling you, you guys, that guilt that you feel when you don't do the thing that you know you're supposed to do is not even worth it. How many of you guys have said, I'm going to do something, fill in the blank. I'm going to do this thing today. And when you didn't do it, it literally haunted you in your sleep because you know, like, dang, if I would have just showed up for myself today, I would have felt better. And guess what? On the other side of that, when you do the things that you said you were going to do, when you keep the promises that you make to yourself, you are building the confidence. You are building true self-worth. You see, oftentimes we think that our worth is shaped in the things that we can buy, or going to Pilates, or going to buy the next cute thing, or going shopping, or going on a trip. I don't know, you name it. Self-worth is not on the outside. Self-worth is all in the inside. And so when you keep the promises that you make to yourself, you are constantly reminding yourself that you can, you will, no matter how you feel. Remember, feelings are not facts. Now, how you feel is valid because we're human, but you got to do it anyway. You tired? Get up anyway. You not feeling right? Get up anyway. Especially, I'm talking to you ladies. You know, we have different phases throughout the month, right? We got our luteal phase, follicular phase, ovulation phase, right? And in these different phases, you might have different energy levels. And so if you want to have a successful month, you have to plan according to the phase that you are in. So obviously, when you are on your cycle, you might not be able to perform at your highest, right? But that doesn't mean that you give 0. That means you try to at least give 5. I don't care if you wake up and you like, I only have 10% today. And you get to the gym and you really only have 5. You better give the best 5% that you got. Give it all you got. You do not want how you feel to dictate where you're going. Because if I think back on all the moments where I didn't feel like it, or I was sad, or I was angry, or I was upset, and if I would have let those things take over my mind, you see, this is a mindset thing. And if I go even deeper, this is really a spiritual thing. Literally, the enemy does not want you to get where God has called you to go, because when you go where God has called you to go, you probably are going to take other people with you. So if the enemy just got to distract you with your emotions, if he just got to get you caught up in how you feel, it's like, this is easy work. All I got to do is tick her off or set her off. All I got to do is place this one incident in her day, and it's going to literally take her off the course. You must remember that you got to return back home. You have to stick to the vision, no matter how you feel. Now, I'm not saying that you're obligated to give 100% every day, but best believe if you give 5 one day, 10 the next day, 75 the next day, 80 the next day, 100 the next day, the results that you see from giving something, a little something every day, will be worth more than you trying to force yourself to give 100% for 2 weeks, and then you just go into burnout. And that is the quickest way to burn out, is by convincing yourself that I got to give 100% every day. You see, that's why I'm not a fan of the 75 hard. Now, if you've done it and you've successfully done it, kudos to you. Hat comes off to you. But I don't like setting myself up for failure. And when you say, okay, I got to go to the gym 2 times each day, 1 indoor and 1 outdoor. I got to read 10 pages of a book every day. It's like you have this long list of things to do, not even including your work, your job, your family, your partner, your friends. You know what I'm saying? And so you are more likely to fail at a 75 hard than you are just giving something every day. You got to put some type of points on the board. And that's what I have done. And that is what I do. Every single day, I try to do something to feed my spiritual, my physical, and my mental. Okay? And we can break that down into those 3 parts. First of all, spiritual, whether that is reading a devotional, reading your word, listening to a word, going to church, praying, okay? That's spiritual. Mental, journaling, okay? Listening to a podcast such as this one. I don't know, meditating, doing something for your mind. The third thing would be physical, okay? Obviously, you don't have to go to the gym every single day, but maybe prioritizing getting more steps in your day, hitting 10K steps in a day, doing 30 minutes of exercise, or just getting your heart rate up for 30 minutes. I don't care if you dancing in your room, dancing in your living room. Do something so that way you can release that energy, because if you just got all of this stuff on your plate and all of this energy trapped inside you and you don't release, it will eventually show. Okay? So to tie this all together, discipline is everything. Even when you don't feel like it, you have to show up for yourself if you want to have the best year of your life. Now, moving on to the next thing. Embody who you want to become. In other words, shift your identity. If you say that you want to be rich, you got to make rich decisions. You got to make rich people decisions. You have to think big. Rich people think as if they have all the resources in the world. When you thinking broke, you thinking based off of what you have in your pocket or what you have on your phone, the resources that you have right now. But when you thinking big, when you thinking like someone who is rich, who has an unlimited amount of resources, I'm telling you, it will shift your identity. You have to embody the identity. If you say, I want to be an entrepreneur, how would that entrepreneur show up? How would an entrepreneur show up? If you say, I want to start a podcast, how would a successful podcaster show up? And let's just be clear. I had to talk to myself and say, you know what? You have a voice. You already have a podcast. You literally already have a studio that is your own. If you want to be successful, you have to start acting like a successful podcaster. A successful podcaster is going to film multiple episodes in one session. You see, the problem with me is, y'all, I be recording one episode, and by the time I'm finished, I feel like, whoo, I'm tired. I didn't use all the words that I had. My mouth is dry, and I'm ready to go home. But it's like, you're not going to get far because you're working with little time. And if you're not utilizing the time that you have and filming more than one episode, you're constantly going to be trying to play this catch-up game. Or let's just say you want to be healthy. You got to make healthy decisions. You got to embody the mind of a healthy person. Healthy people make healthy choices. And that doesn't mean you're perfect every single day. I'm not going to act like I haven't had a Chick-fil-A fry or some Canes. If you know me, you know I love Canes like so much. I don't know. It's literally so good. Anyway, I can get off into a whole tangent because I haven't had Canes in a while. But I'm saying that to say, you guys, you have to make healthy choices if like a healthy person would. A healthy person chooses to go to the gym. A healthy person watches what he or she eats. You focus on the protein and the fiber. You're not just binge eating. You know what I'm saying? You're not emotional eating. You are literally making conscious decisions because you are trying to embody the identity of the person you are trying to become. If you think like the person you want to become, you will see the results. But if you are, like I said, if you saying you want to be rich, but you moving like you broke, you're going to stay broke. But if you think rich, if you think big, if you think you like you have unlimited resources, I bet you your life will shift. I bet you your life will change because life is all about habits, right? I can literally tell what a person is trying to do based off of their habits. You know why people can trust me? Because they see that I have good habits. I am disciplined. People see that I am in the gym almost every single day, right? People don't have to ask me, what have you been up to? Or what are your goals for this year? Or what are you trying to accomplish? Because the proof is in the pudding. And so people literally should be able to look at you and ask you, what do you do throughout the week? What do you do throughout the day? And that should be able to tell somebody what you are trying to become, who you are trying to be. It should be written all in your habits. And so if you're saying you want to be one thing, but you acting like another, it's unbelievable. You lying to yourself and you honestly letting yourself down. You better off saying, you know what, I'm chilling, I'm lazy right now, and just embody that versus saying, I want to be this. I want to be a business owner. I want to start this new thing. I want to pick up this new hobby, and you're doing everything but that. You're literally letting yourself down. And one thing that makes people trust you is by you doing the things that you said you were going to do. See, it's literally a domino effect. When you do the things that you said you were going to do, you increase your self-confidence and you increase the respect that you get from other people. You see, people respect me because I give them something to respect. And so if you want people to respect you, to trust you, to rely on you, to believe you, you have to give them something to respect. If you say, I want to be a vlogger, you have to pick up that vlogging camera. If you want to be a content creator, why are you not creating content? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to ask yourself, who do I want to be? And what am I acting like? And how does the person I want to be act? It has to become your identity. If not, right? If not, you will not be in a higher place, a better place in 2026. Your 2026 could possibly look like your 2025. Okay? Now, I think what goes hand in hand with this is the company that you keep. You have to surround yourself with people that you want to be like. Again, you have to surround yourself with people that you want to be like, or people who inspire, empower, encourage you to become the person that you say you want to be, that you believe you want to be. I'm going to say that again. Surround yourself with people who you want to be like, or surround yourself with people who inspire, empower, or encourage you to become the person that you believe you want to be, that you believe God has called you to be. You see, if you hang around for people that smoke, drink, party, club, don't really stay committed to their goals, you will be the fifth. All right? I don't care how strong you think you are. You will be the fifth. I'm telling you right now, my circle, and the circle is really a square, okay? Or a triangle. My little triangle is a committed triangle, right? And I guess if you want to make me the fourth person, I complete the square, right? We are all on the same type of time. All of my girly pops are in the gym. They working out. They working towards a goal. You have to surround yourself with people that you want to be like, or people who are going to inspire, encourage, or empower you to become the person that you know and that you believe that God has called you to be. You got to release those people that are going to keep you in that same space. You have to release people, or you have to rearrange people, because now that I've matured, I believe that you don't have to just cut everybody off just because they're not on the same type of time that you are on. But you do have to reposition people, because if you don't reposition people, the people that you talk to every day will have such a huge effect on what you get done throughout the week, what you get done throughout the day. If you hang with gossipers, you will be the next gossiper. If you hang with people who achieve their goals or shoot for the stars or are in the gym, you literally will be the next person. Right? And so I don't desire to hang around people who are not goal oriented. I do not desire to be around people who are stuck, who do not dream big. I have to surround myself with dreamers, because I'm a dreamer. If you surround yourself with people who believe in themselves, they also will believe in you. If you don't hang with people who believe in themselves, how do you expect people to believe in you? You see, a lot of times people complain about their circle. Oh, I want to get out of this circle. These people don't do anything. They don't chase their goals. They don't chase their dreams. Well, that don't mean you got to kick them to the curb, but you have to reorganize the people in your life. The people that you're talking to on a daily need to be inspiring you. They need to be motivating you. They need to be pushing you. They need to be affirming you. Because like I said in the beginning, feelings are not facts. Some days you're going to wake up and you're not going to feel like your best self. But when I call one of my best friends, they will tell me, Jayla, you are this, you are that. 32, you are this, you are that. You got this. It's okay to feel like this, but you got this. You are strong. You are a light. And I'm telling you, once you get off the phone, or once you come from meeting with that particular friend or friends, you will leave feeling better. You will leave feeling reminded of who you are. You need people around you that's going to remind you of who you are. Get away from the haters. The people that you surround yourself with will either push you further or hold you back. You do not want to surround yourself with people who are holding you back. I have to watch the company that I keep because I am on a mission. And if you are on a mission, you need to reevaluate your friends. You need to look at the people that you talk to every day or on a daily that you hang out with and ask yourself, are these people going to push me further, take me higher, or pull me back? Okay, because you will look up 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and them same people going to be in the club. Them same friends going to be out shopping away, dating the wrong people, making bad decisions. You do not want to be that person. If you're saying that you want to have a great 2026, you need to surround yourself with like people, right? And let's just say you don't have any friends. Start putting yourself out there. I bet you if you start showing people and putting yourself out there and doing the healthy things, making good decisions, making good choices, you might bump into a person at a coffee shop. You might bump into a person at, I don't know, the pottery class, or you might bump into someone at the Pilates workout. Like, you literally need to put yourself out there so that way you can make new community, okay? You're not stuck with the people that you have. You can always add in, and I'm telling you, anybody that you lose, anybody that falls off, God will always restore and replace with better and with new. And what goes hand in hand with surrounding yourself with the right people, you want to make sure you are choosing the right partner, okay? The person that you choose to do life with will either make you or break you, will either pour into you or have you pouring out everything you have to where you have nothing left. You got to ask yourself, is my partner going to help me get to where God has called me to go, or are they going to hold me back? Okay. Now, again, it's okay to give people grace. It's okay for people to not be exactly where you are because we're all different. But if you are dealing with somebody that they see you going to the gym, but they ain't trying to go at all. They just want to keep going to Chick-fil-A and eating seafood crab boils, and they see you trying to eat salads, that person is going to distract you. Okay. If your partner see you trying to go to church and you trying to get in alignment with God, and they trying to keep you in the same place, keep you not being obedient, or they trying to keep you away from that, you need to evaluate who you are dealing with, because some people are literally in bed with the enemy. Okay. Some people are literally dating the enemy. And I'm telling you, this is such a good word. I've been thinking about this and I wanted to put this out. The holes in your heart are entryways for the enemy. The holes in your heart are entryways for the enemy. So let's say you have a father wound or a mother wound. The enemy knows, I know how to get her. I know how to get him. Let me place this person in his or her life and watch how she falls off. Watch how she gets distracted. Watch how this person gets her to stop doing what she know God wants her to do. You know what I'm saying? Or him to do. And so you got to ask yourself, what holes do I have in my heart? Okay. You got to make sure you filling them holes in your heart. You got to look at yourself and say, where am I weak? God, where am I weak? So I can become strong. And that doesn't mean, your trauma or anything that you experience will just be poof, gone, removed. But when you fill the hole in your heart with God's love, with self-love, I'm telling you, you will not be trying to fill it up with people that do not serve you. And I'm talking relationships and friendships. You have to fill the holes in your heart or the enemy will trick you. Okay, the enemy will put somebody in your life that does not belong and you can't see because you're blinded by your trauma or you're blinded by what you've been through. I'm telling you guys, therapy has literally changed my life. I started therapy about 2.5 years ago. And although I am not perfect, I do believe that the holes that were in my heart have started to become filled if they are not already filled at this current point in time. And so because the holes are filled, or they were almost filled, okay, because I'm not perfect, right? I will make better choices. It just allows me to choose the people that are supposed to be in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so ask God, where are the holes in my heart so that way the enemy does not have another way to get in? because the enemy is literally trying to kill, steal, and destroy. And although we know that no weapon formed against us will prosper, you gotta know that the enemy see that you trying to be on the right track. The enemy knows. The enemy know I'm out here saying 2026 is gonna be the best year of my life. And no, I'm not moving out of fear, but I know that it's a possibility that things might come up because life gon' life. There might be distractions sent my way, but I have to be so locked in within myself. The holes in my heart have to be so filled that nothing can sway me. And if I am swayed, it won't be for too long. All right. So when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about, you know how you move out of your apartment and most people hang up their TVs on the wall. And when you take the TVs down, when you get prepared to move, okay, when you get prepared to move to bigger, to better, when new things are on the way, you are getting prepared to move. You're taking the pictures off the wall, the TV off the wall, and there are holes. Okay. And I thought about it like this. The leasing manager, the people that come back and do the walkthrough in your apartment before you leave, that's the enemy, right? And the enemy is lurking around. He looking around and he trying to see, how can I charge her? How can I get this person to pay a price? Okay? Because if you have holes in your wall, and depending on what apartment complex you working with, they will charge you. Okay? Every single apartment that I've had, they literally have charged me for the holes that I've had in my wall. If I were to have just filled the holes, okay, I would have not had to pay the fee. And I wish I could say that better, but I know y'all get what I'm saying. Do not let the enemy lurk around and try to look around and find the holes in your heart. You want to beat him to it. You want to say, them holes already filled. And the thing is, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect. But if the holes are filled, or they at least covered enough, you will not have to pay a fee. You will not have to be charged. Does that make sense? I hope you're feeling me right now. Now, my last point of this episode is to create an environment that is easy to stay disciplined in. If you create an environment that is easy to stay disciplined in, you will be less tempted to fall off track. Let me give you a very easy example. I love chips, okay? If I have chips in my house, if I'm bored enough, or if I got too much time on my hands, I will say, I need a little snack. And I will open the bag of chips and I will probably eat the whole bag on accident because I know that my weakness is chips or a sweet treat, right? I love a sweet treat. If I keep sweet treats in my house, I will be more tempted. And so you want to make your environment easy for you to stay, or easier for you to stay disciplined. My house is filled with things that are good for me. So even when I am feeling weak, when I do want something sweet, when I do want to eat something that's not right for me, I don't even have an option to not be disciplined because I make it easier for me to stay on track based off of the environment that I am creating. I'm going to give you another example. If you hang with people that drink, smoke, club, sleep with people all the time, like, literally, you will probably be more tempted to be like those people because you're not making it easy for you to stay disciplined. I'm gonna use myself for example. Another example, I enjoy the feeling of a cocktail, okay? I don't drink because it's hard for you to do both. You can't be healthy and be in the gym and drink all the time. Like, that's just not a thing. And also, we shouldn't be drinking to get drunk, okay? But I know how I feel when I have a drink or two. Okay. Once I have a couple drinks, the music start hitting different. The drinks start flowing to my hips. And now I'm doing a little dance. And if I don't want the Don Julio to have me acting a foolio, I'm not going to just be drinking. Okay. The only time I have a little cocktail is if I'm celebrating something and that something is my birthday, someone else's birthday, or like this huge accomplishment, but I'm not rewarding myself with things that are going to knock me off track. That's literally like insanity. You know, you can't expect change. You can't expect these big results if I constantly am putting myself in position to fall off course. Now, I'm not saying that we need to be perfect. We're not robots. I am, like, every now and then I will have a drink, but I literally haven't had a drink in over a month now. And I literally only drink on vacation or something like that. And I'm getting to the point to where I don't even need it for that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once you start constantly keeping yourself in that mindset, you eventually will no longer have the desire to do whatever that thing is. And it'll be easier for you to say no. But I choose not to drink because I know how I feel when I drink. I haven't completely kicked that to the curb. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to stay away from it so I can stay on track, so I can stay disciplined. Now, that was my last point of this episode. And I just want to say this. You can do whatever you put your mind to. And I know that sounds so cliche. But if you want to have a great year this year, you can. You literally have to claim that energy. You have to speak positivity and speak life and light over your life. You literally have to surround yourself with people who are going to pour into you, okay, on days when you cannot pour into yourself. I want to encourage you to speak prosperity, speak abundance, speak overflow. Not only speak those things over your life, I want you to expect big things to happen in 2026. I expect God to do big things. Okay, the God who created the earth, the God who created me, I know that these things that I'm praying for, these little things, okay, that I'm praying for can be done as long as it's in his will. And I always pray, God, keep me in your will. Keep me in your will. I don't even want to desire anything that you don't want me to desire. Father, change my taste buds. You literally have to pray those things. And I'm telling you, 2026 is yours. If you stick to these 4 things, or was that 5? 4 or 5? If you stick to the things that I shared with you in this episode, I promise you 2026 will be one of the best years of your life. I pray that this episode touched you. I pray that you share this with somebody. And I hope that you return back to the And Now I Know podcast, because we only going up. This year, I want to be more consistent with this. I want to say an episode is out every Monday. And I don't want you guys looking for the episode. I want it already to be out. Because last year, I felt like I was, juggling so many different things and battling different things. And I wasn't as consistent as I want to be. But here we are, a new year. And luckily, God is merciful, and he will show me grace. And I'm not even going to be too hard on myself and make it that deep. Like, I literally can just pick up the camera and just go. But yes, that is my plan for 2026. I hope you guys are locked in. I hope you guys are arms open wide, ready to receive. Get ready, because God is about to do some big things. He's about to do some amazing things. I hope you guys made your vision board. One thing I did this year, I made a digital vision board instead of going to Walgreens and printing the pictures out. And I made it on my phone, and I set it as my screensaver. So if you made a vision board, I want to encourage you to take a picture of it and set it as your screensaver, your wallpaper on your phone, so you have a constant reminder of what you want. Sometimes you got to see it to remind yourself, I can't make this decision. I can't make this choice, because if I do, it's going to knock me off my course, And so I thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the And Now I Know podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. I really want to get a jingle. Like, I literally want to get a jingle so bad. But until then, I thank you guys for tuning in so much. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this podcast. Don't forget to share it, like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things. And like I said, do not forget to download. I will see you guys next week. And happy new year 2026. I'm telling y'all, we going up and up and up. All right. See you guys next time. Mwah.